Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today I'm going to be taking a look at some DC comic book news. First off, something pretty neat. It's going to be the 10-year anniversary of The Dark Knight, which came out in 2008. So some select theaters are actually going to be showing The Dark Knight once again. So for the 10-year anniversary, fans in the Northeast United States can now celebrate this in theaters. Showcase Cinemas will be screening The Dark Knight from February 8th through February 11th. So if you live in an area that has those theaters, you can check out The Dark Knight. I saw it in the theater when it originally came out. Unfortunately, I don't live in the Northeast, but I think I will pop in the DVD of The Dark Knight to celebrate the 10th anniversary. So another piece of comic book news is the December 2017 comic book sales numbers are out. So these are orders to comic book shops. And of the top 5 books, DC had 4 of the top 5, with Doomsday Clock number 2 coming in at number 1, Dark Knight's Metal number 4 came in 2nd, Batman came in 4th, and Batman Double Date came in 5th. And the one Marvel book that made it in the top 5 was Phoenix Resurrection, which I've honestly heard pretty good things about, and I've heard a lot of buzz, and I've watched a few reviews on it, and it looks pretty good. But anyways, of the top 10 books, most of those were also DC. We had those 5, and then Batman White Knight, followed by 2 Marvel books. The Amazing Spider-Man Venom Inc. Alpha is 7th, so that's pretty good. It's nice to see Spider-Man selling over 50,000 units, to be honest. And yeah, so one book that I've really been hyping up and I really enjoy is Mr. Miracle, and that one did pretty well too. Came in 34th of the top 500 books, so that's really great for a title like Mr. Miracle. A lot of people haven't even heard of that hero, and he actually outsold a lot of other books like X-Men Gold, X-Men Grand Design, which actually I watched a review of X-Men Grand Design, and that book looked really cool actually, so that's kind of too bad it didn't sell better. But in any case, Mr. Miracle's doing really well. It sold 37,000 units. It outsold Wonder Woman, X-Men Gold, Super Sons, Venom, X-Men Blue, Avengers. Wow. It's strange to me Avengers doesn't sell better. It's always way down there a ways. So another cool thing about the sales charts is now they're going to start publishing the sales numbers of the top 500 books instead of just the top 300. So we'll be getting a lot more information on indie books. So that'll be cool for people who read books that aren't from the top 2 publishers. Alright, so another cool piece of DC news that I think's pretty neat, and I think a lot of people will find interesting, is at the DC in DC event. Tom King was there, and at a panel he announced a new project that's coming from DC, and it's going to be called Sanctuary. So Sanctuary is about a place where DC heroes can go to deal with trauma resulting from the violence they're a part of on a regular basis. So that's a really interesting idea, and I think if it's handled by someone like Tom King, who's a really terrific writer, I love Mr. Miracle, he's doing great things on Batman, I think someone like him could probably handle that, but it's going to be really interesting to see where they go with this. So what he went ahead and said is, every DC comic is full of violence. It's fun and it's exciting, and I enjoy reading about that. But do we talk about the consequences of that, both on the characters and the readers? And they asked me to think about that and to do something with it. And here we are. It's called Sanctuary, he continued. We are creating something where it's sort of like a crisis center for superheroes. It's going to be DC-wide. We're creating a place superheroes can go that mimics the good work people are doing for veterans around the world, where they can have a space where they can actually admit that this violence has consequences for them and has affected them mentally, so that your greatest heroes who are inspiring our children can proudly say, yes, I've had some mental difficulties, and yes, working with people has helped me through them, and we don't hide behind that. So it's really interesting. I think that they might have a lot to say there, so let me know down in the comments what you think of these few bits of news I just touched on a little bit. There's a lot more in the comic book news, but this is a few highlights. Alright, let me know what you think, and that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and as always, thanks for being a part of DC Fans United.
End of line.